For example, let's say they are learning coding. We can make them create prompts. We can give prompts for them. Where test my knowledge of C programming or Python programming. Use sample code for 5 lines. And don't give answer. When I answer, if I do wrong, you give one name. And if the second time also, let's give me again. Third time, give me the answer. So if we give in this way, they will be able to learn the code. They can learn the code and understand better. And not only that, if you want them to test their own knowledge, for example, they have some subject, they can give the PDF and ask them to test it. So we should make this activity useful for them. So we should direct the students towards that. Because either we direct or don't direct, they are anyway going to hate you. So it is best that we give them what are the things that is there. Okay? So next coming to coders who already know coding, let's say. Someone who already know coding wants to produce. Okay. So for coders, how many of in college can know coding? Okay. How many college students? Okay. How many are faculty? Okay. So I will want people to make one what I did. So I recently attended a workshop called LLM.com, where, because in the context of AI and LLM is the core part, so we'll go 2 minutes about LLM, what it really is. So LLM essentially will give a sequence of words, it will predict the next word. That's the primary starting calculation. Okay? But not only that, you can specify that you are this, you are a strong coder, you can do this so that you can set some context. Okay? So they divided it into different things like the system prompt and the user prompt. So system prompt is where you tell the coordinates, behavior and all the things, all the rules. And prompt is where you give. Okay? But if you want to build an AI product, this is not enough. This is not enough. Because what it returns is not, you can't directly use more for the text. Okay? So the next level is, you can actually give it some more context. You can give some more context. So you give more context, you will get better results. Still that is not useful. Okay? So what we do, there is something called structured output. For LLM you can specify, I want the output in a JSON format or I want in a structured format. So it is going to give the output in a structured format which our agent or our course will use it. So essentially if you use any AI related product, there are at a high level 2 parts. One is the LLM, which is actually doing this probabilistic part. The other part is your code part. People normally call this agents, all these things. But if you put simply, it is code. So this is a code where actually things happen. Where you decide the behavior of the thing. Okay? So once you as part of building an AI product, if you go from simple LLM query with context, and then with a schema, and then with a structured output, you get a result. But in order to measure your AI product, you need to have something like a benchmark to test whether it is right or not. So you have something called eval. So you decide multiple parameters, and some parameters, and you use some marks, just like how we just evaluate. Then we rubric for every semester. Similarly, you will have a rubric for your AI product. Okay? These are different layers that are explained in this workshop. And they have given us some open source code and made us do things. We took a product line recommending a mobile phone for your needs. So based on that, they have given step-by-step layer by layer. It's very well defined and very well written and very well designed workshop. So I want to say a sample because it is open. Every one of you can use after this workshop also. So I don't know if someone of you remember, there used to be Anand, and he's back from Lizac. Okay, he is also from Lizac. So here there is layers. So as part of this layers, they actually explain a lot of things, like how we use automation, then we prompt, then we schema, then we context, then we state. Coming to state. LLM also is very Next time it doesn't remember anything about the past. Okay? So it gives the response to the previous query attached to the new query. Okay? So that is the context. Not out of it, it's about context. So generally when we use any AI tools, if you keep on starting with the thread, as the thread becomes longer, unnecessarily your token will be wasted. Unnecessarily your token will be wasted. It is best to not have long threads. After some time, it's best to start new thread. Okay? And it also has some memory is thing where you can actually, like you did some query, you got some answer, you can tell LLM, in this, what is that information which will be useful for me, like profiling or these things. So that information is going to give, and you can store it in whatever place you want. And next time when you want to do the query, you also pass on the memory. Okay. And tools are like, once the LLM directs something, like most of you are using Claude Code or OpenAI or 480. So you have tools like Read, Write, or all those tools are available. So we will do any tool for it. So for any AI product, all these things are required, and they have defined in a well format. And so you can go through this, it is very well defined, and it will be useful. So this is one thing which I want to share with you. And next thing what I found is there is a team of 2 people who fine-tuned an LLM model for radio list for $50. Just with $50, they are able to fine-tune an SLM model, and which does better than the normal model, which does better than the LLM in that specific area. So they have shown that we can fine-tune a model with a budget of 50 times 5,000 rupees and make it work. And what I found is there are a lot of founders who came there. They are taking different areas like radiology, legal, or different areas, and doing fine-tuning the model and trying to build things. And there is one company which only focuses on, like you company wants some SLM, we will do it. We will find the SLM. SLM means LLM means large language model. SLM means small language model. Then further also tiny, nano, all those things are there. And this is for the students advice who know coding. So even in the AI world, you need problem solving. So it is there is some group called Coder-Sci. If you join that Coder-Sci group, they will be discussing problem solving without using technology, jargon. Okay. So it is at every day at 9 p.m. Okay. We'll go to 7 a.m. also sometimes. But you can say how long you can stay. But generally from 9:30 to 11, if you stay, you will do a lot of problem solving, because that is the core thing. When 1 month back when I went to Bangalore for an event, I met Geo Hotstar, the engineering head. I asked, I actually find people to place an operation. So I asked them, what is the skills you bring? What are the skills you expect? It was something in detail. Hushari होगा So it's not about see, with AI, you can build a lot of things. But if you are joyful and able to do all the things, whatever is needed, and they give as many questions as they needed. He only told like you should be hushari hoga. That's the word he used. Okay. And the other things what people say is, even though we have this AI and all, and then we need to build a product. So the product understanding should be there. So they need to know the basic fundamentals and also the problem solving skills. Everyone will say problem solving skills, but it is vaguely defined in everyone's mind. Everyone will not have the same meaning. So for students, whenever you met some professionals in this conference, ask them what is the definition of problem solving. Okay? My problem solving is anything to college. What is problem solving? Students. These mathematics answers. Okay. To understand the problem. Okay? Now, problem solving is any problem solving. finding the root cause. Okay. Always alone, my mind the finding the root cause.